What is up, guys? It's Kyle with Never Hedge, and we have an exciting fight announcement this week. We have Khamzat Chimaev taking on Li Jingliang, the Leach, at UFC 267. It's going to take place in Abu Dhabi, and it's going to be October 30th. A little Halloween fight for you guys. And it's appropriate because Khamzat Chimaev is freaking scary. This is his first fight back from COVID. And if you remember, COVID kind of kicked Chimaev's ass. The only thing that was able to kick his ass so far. But it had him double thinking a little bit. He was coughing up blood after training. He kept trying to return from training too early. And he felt the effects of COVID. He was weaker than normal. And it had him double thinking his whole fight career. He thought he was going to have to retire at 27 years old. He must have been in the gym and not feeling like himself, getting beat by guys he usually beats, getting tired before he usually gets tired. And it had him down. It really did. It makes you think a little bit, what is this guy going to be like mentally when he gets tested in the octagon? He's only 27. He's 3-0 in the UFC. And he's looked like a world beater at two divisions, 185 and 170. He said from the beginning that he wanted to return to 170 from this break of COVID. I think that's the right place for him. I'd like to see him stay at 170 while he can, while he's still young enough to keep making this weight consistently, because he's enormous. He's always going to be the bigger, stronger guy at 170, and it showed. He hasn't fought the toughest competition in the UFC with John Phillips, Rice McGee, and Gerald Mearshart, but he has looked completely dominant in all of his fights, showcasing wrestling, submissions, and KO power. He trains with Alexander Gustafsson, who also just had a fight announcement. So it kind of makes sense. They'll be training together, kind of peaking together. Gustafsson's fight is a month before Chimaev's. But I think that'll be good that they'll be training 4 fights at the same time. Li Jingliang is an appropriate step up. He has had a step up in the UFC every fight so far. The last fight, Gerald Mearshart, I have never seen a fighter look so scared. And he just landed the perfect punch. And Gustafsson said it the whole time. Everyone thinks Chimaev's a wrestler. He goes, this guy is a striker. And if that's the truth, then goddamn is he scary. But the Leach, Li Jingliang, is no joke. The Leach has looked good lately. He has a long career in the UFC. Wins over Frank Camacho, Zach Otto. He lost to Jake Matthews, but, at the time, it doesn't look as good now, but at the time, Jake Matthews was surging. And every time they've given him a step down, he wins. David Zawada fight, that was a tough fight. And he looked great in that. Zaleski dos Santos is a great, gritty fighter, lots of power. He TKO'd him. Neil Magny's going to be tricky for just about everybody, and the Leach had the worst game plan. That really scared me there because he let Neil Magny dictate what happened in that fight. And if you're going to let Neil Magny do that, what are you going to let Chimaev do? So that's a little scary there. But then he came back against Santiago Ponzinibbio, and he KO'd him in round 1. So the Leach is no joke. He's ranked 12th. He's 33. He's 6 feet. Chimaev is 6'2". It's going to be a great fight. I would like to see, does Chimaev test his stand-up against the Leach, or does he just go for straight takedowns? I kind of think Chimaev is going to show he's back and show that he is ready for that top 10, top 5 kind of guy. I know it's early in his career, but a talent like this, you don't want to waste. You kind of do want to fast track him. I know with prospects, sometimes you don't want to do that. But with a guy like Chimaev, he hasn't fought the toughest competition, but he did what you're supposed to do with guys that aren't on your level, and he finished them right away or completely dominated them like he did with John Phillips. We've never really seen anything like Chimaev, and it's crazy to say. Even Connor, Anderson Silva, nobody has done what Boris Chimaev has done this early in his career. He's only 27, and I cannot wait for this one. All right, guys, like and subscribe. Thanks.